Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for my very first guest of this week and of today is this incredible actress known by the name of Amber, who's going to be playing the role of the Druid. And yeah, she's going to be playing the role of the Druid in Power Rangers Dark Unity coming very soon. So I'm about to add Amber into the live now to have a chat with Amber. So yeah, let's add Amber in and here we go.
Hi.
Hey Amber, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you, Mr.
Yeah, really
Galaxy
good,
Man?
thanks.
Good to
Yes.
hear. Good to
Yeah.
hear. We thought for a minute that I'd missed it or that you weren't going to show up. So
No, I
I was
did.
shocked.
Yeah. Awesome.
Glad we could both make it.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Amber, for making an appearance on my show. It's such a pleasure having you on today. To people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yeah. No, first of all, I'm really happy to be here. I think what you do for the community and for us actors just starting out is amazing. So again, my name is Amber Marwaha. I was born in the UK, raised in Ohio somewhat, and now I'm based in Boston. And I am the Druid. I play one of the lead villains on the Power Rangers Dark Unity new series that will be coming out this winter. So I'm very, very excited for you all to watch it, to be honest. Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll dive right into the questions now, Amber.
Okay.
So for my very first question, as you mentioned, you're going to be playing the Druid in Power Rangers Dark Unity coming very soon. What has like the whole experience been like for you getting to play like this incredible role of the Druid?
It's been terrible. It was a horrible time. No, it was very unique and interesting. I like to use the word eclectic. And not only do I strive to be like that, but I think the cast and crew was very diverse, very talented group of people. And you'll see that when you watch the series, from the set design to the martial arts to the writing, all very unique. And a lot of it learned and done by hand. So super interesting group of people to work with.
So on to my very next question. So with the role of the Druid, what can people
Yep.
expect to see from your role as the Druid, and how can people relate to her?
That's a great question. I think that's a brilliant question. It's an original character, so you won't find it in any of the other series. But what's really great about this character is that the creators and the writers and the production team, they use the folklore. So it's not something that's completely abstract and different. People who have been watching for a number of years will find that connection with this character and with her story. I can't say too much about it, other than it's an original character and the character development is fantastic. It's unique and very engaging, I think. So yeah, that's what I'd have to say about the character itself. And the costume was originally designed by Ryan Sullivan. It's definitely a cool look for me. I think it's a cool look.
Awesome. So on to my very next question for you. So
Okay.
with production wise, like what has production wise like been like set wise on for Power Rangers Dark Unity?
So what do you want to know about the production?
So like what has like been on set like of Dark Unity been like what has the moment like captured, like what have you learned from the experience from being on set?
Right. So it's actually one of my first bigger projects that I've done. Some of us, we all come from different backgrounds. A lot of us are martial artists. Well, not a lot of us, I'm not, but I did learn martial arts to be in this role. And so I picked up bow staff. If you're seeing a lot of the pictures, I picked up bow staff. So I was surrounded by a lot of martial artists, a lot of creatives, and also some people who are interested in comedy. So it was a very light-hearted, fun time, even though the work that we were doing was very hard. Like sometimes we were on set from 6 to 12 You know, it's long days, long work, but when you're with people that are just lighthearted, go-getters, creatives, it's a great time, because that's my personality type, I would hope, and that's what everybody else is like. That being said, it's a mid-sized production, I would say, at this point. But it has a lot of supporters, which we're really thankful for. Yeah.
Well, onto like the martial arts side of things. How did you keep up the fitness? Like, how did you keep up the fitness for the role?
It's funny. I personally enjoy fitness. When I was growing up, I used to row. I find it's really good for the mind. So when I found out that some professional stunt people were going to be on the team, and that's Jules and Justin and Chris. They're based in Atlanta. They do stunt work, and they're very, very talented. You don't want to mess with them, for sure. But when I found out they were on the team, and I knew that I was going to have a big role, I thought, you know what would be awesome is if this character too was able to do some martial arts, or even work with these very talented individuals. So I talked with Greg and Ryan, who are on the production team, and we went to the dojo that is local to us, and I trained for about 4 weeks with the bow staff. So that's like a jujitsu with the stick. So I can do some basic moves, and sometimes I do whip it out the gym, and I'm like, and all the people look at me, but it's very fun. I would encourage you to try something new and out of your box of maybe what you're used to with fitness, because it's just interesting to learn a new form of working out, or getting a sweat on. So yeah.
So on to the very next question. So with Power Rangers Dark Unity, why do you recommend Power Rangers Dark Unity for like people that haven't heard about Power Rangers Dark Unity before?
Who hasn't heard of Power Rangers?
I don't know.
Exactly. We all grew up on it. It's been around for 20 plus years. It's not going anywhere soon. Let's be honest. The Power Rangers, even though they stopped production for television sometime in the later 2000s, 2010s, it has veered off into fan films, and they reintroduced that movie in 2017. So I think it still resonates with a lot of us and a lot of our childhoods. So yeah, I recommend you watch it if you're into action, if you're into martial arts, if you're into sort of old schooly folklore type television. It's very cool, I think. Yeah.
So on to your next question. So if you could be your own like Power Rangers color, what color Power Ranger would you want to be and why?
Jacob or Galaxy Man, which one do you prefer to be called?
I don't care. It's all good.
My name is Amber.
Yes.
So if I first of all, I am a villain through and through. I'm evil. Okay, yes. So I'm gonna stay the Druid. But if I had to pick one color to morph into, it would be, like an amber colored Power Ranger, right? And it would entrap people in her resin or whatever, But when I was a kid, I always wanted to be the pink one, Kimberly, secretly.
I love it. I love it.
Well, let me ask you this question. I know it's not your interview.
Okay, I'm gonna say either red or black.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And reason being?
Just because leadership is like the red. And I feel like I would be a good leader. Or black because of strength.
Right.
The blacks have. So yeah, I either like red or black. So yeah.
Yeah, those are good colors. You could be an amber one too. I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
I could. I could.
Ryan has just commented here. We want to give a shout out to Peter DeMoroso at the dojo for being my Sifu and my martial arts hero. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, on to the very next question. So with Power Rangers being such an incredible franchise, what has been your most favorite season of Power Rangers and why?
So hard. Okay, so first of all, this is, I think, important to relay to the crowd. I actually stopped watching Power Rangers when I was very young. I mean, I don't watch much TV. I grew older and I sort of moved away from the series. You know, as you do, like you get busy and you got like school and all this jazz and work and all that jazz. But we did watch it when I was a child, and I remember watching it again, or some of the episodes again before I decided to do this role, and just feeling this sense of nostalgia and just love for the series. So I wouldn't say I have a favorite series because I didn't follow it all the way through, but you know, I learned a lot about the lore. Again, I relearned a lot about the lore, and you know, I love sort of the older versions because of the quality and the effects and that kind of thing. It's kind of like when you watch Doctor Who or something like that, right? Yeah. And you go back and you're like, that's what a special effect looked like. You know? But it's fun. It's all good fun. And with these new spin-offs, like we're doing the Dark Unity spin-off, I'm excited to see how it compares to the old version because it still maintains some of that true integrity of old school Power Rangers. So yeah, that would.
I love it. Awesome. So on to our next question. So who would be your all-time favorite Power Rangers villain and why?
That's a good question. I'd say Rita. And what I like about Power Rangers is that it doesn't follow maybe like the typical archetype of like a villain. It has multiple villains. But what I really love about Rita is that she's a strong female. She's evil. She's unique. She had, you know, and that also leads me into one thing I want to mention about our series. A lot of the leads in our series are strong females. And you'll see that when you watch it. You know, we've got and a lot of the actresses are strong females too. So it's great to see that evolution and to have Power Rangers as one of those original series that did have a strong female lead. So yeah, I'd say Rita. Also, the outfit's amazing, the cones, the whole thing, you know. So yeah.
Okay, I got another question for you about Power Rangers Dark Unity. If Power Rangers Dark Unity could cross over with any other fan Power Rangers creation, what creation like of Power Rangers would you like to cross over with and why?
Great question. I think that's a great question. I'm going to ring the help bell right now because oh, there's something in the oven. I gotta run. I know there's a ton out there. And you know, I'm curious to see. I intentionally didn't do a lot of research on the other series because I wanted my villain and our original character to speak as the script speaks. But I do know that some of our voice actors are members of some other crossover series, and I plan to support them and watch that. So I think we have some Eli's mentioned here that he would love Master Force, Shattered Past.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll have to watch it. I'd love for you to watch it, Jacob, and tell me which one you think it would do best for a crossover with.
I will definitely let you know when.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, on to my very next question. So, with being a Power Ranger, if you could be your own Power Ranger leader, who would you have on your team? Like 5 Ranger team members from any season on your team, and why?
You gotta have the originals. Actually, I'd have all 26 from like forever. Plus Rita. Plus Rita's like transformed into a Power Ranger leader now. And then Zordon is like evil. So then, yeah, I'm gonna write my own. All right, it's fine.
Easy.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes. Awesome. Well, So on to our next question for you. So what got you into like acting in the first place? Like what came up into your idea of acting wise? Like what were you like in your head and said, hey, I want to become an actor, that
Uh-huh.
inspired you? Yeah.
Um, so this is a fairly new pursuit of mine, acting. I'm very happy doing it, and doing creative endeavors as a whole. But about a year ago, I was looking at my career path, and I'm in my 20s, so uh,
Yeah, look at you.
yeah, so I was speaking with a friend of mine, and she had said this line that if you do the thing that you wanted to do when you were 8 years old, you will be most happy. And then I thought about it. I said, what did I say when I was 8 years old that I always wanted to do and be, and when I grow up, and this, that, the other? And I said two things. I said, I want to be a barrister, like a lawyer, because they get to wear the wigs or whatever.
Yes.
And I tried doing a little bit of that actually. I stepped my foot in maybe working with a bunch, working maybe in the legal field. And the second thing I always wanted to do and was acting. And I was actually born in Warwickshire, England, big Shakespeare heavy region. I'm sure you're aware.
Yep.
And we grew up with a lot of people that were interested in acting. My mother and father were big fans of the theatre. We'd go see the pantomime in London and all that stuff. And so it was always something I enjoyed. And to be quite frank, it's what brings me happiness now. Whether I'm good or bad at it doesn't matter. It's what I like to do. So here I am. So
So,
I'd say, take that advice.
yeah. So on to our very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person and especially as an actress, like during COVID?
I love that question. I'm gonna get real. Like this is gonna get serious. Turn the lights down. Put the spotlight on. Life is hard. Life presents all these different things. One of them being COVID. For me in particular, during that 2020s time, and into 2021, I was going through a breakup. Dealing with some health. Not issues, but like, trying to get my health optimal. And so there's all these things, but all these external factors working against you. But I think that one thing that helped me during this time was to rely on my support system. And luckily for me, a lot of those supporters of mine were creatives. And so I was able to push past all these, again, external factors and do what was true to me and what made me happy and helped me excel all the way through. So again, relying on that support system, realizing that you're not alone and that the rest of the cast is going through all this stuff and all this jazz. But what we're doing is we're making a product and making a TV show that makes us happy and hopefully makes other people entertained and enjoy. So it's looking at the big picture with that, because COVID has been hard. Yeah, it has been hard.
So on to our very next question. So if you could be in any TV or movie franchise, what would be and why?
These comments making me smile, Jacob. TV franchise. Let me think. Okay, so I'm not going to pick a specific franchise. Maybe. I'd be Bear Grylls in the woods. No, I'm
Yes.
kidding. If you knew me like that, you would just say, "Oh my goodness," because I am like the hair done. Let's try and do the makeup. Yeah, I couldn't do Bear Grylls. I think the dream for me as an actress would be the Tina Fey thing, right? So I want to be an actress. I want to make my own comedy. I want to be able to do improv. I want to have be in the creative community, not just as an actress, but as a collaborator, as a giver, something like that. Somebody who's able to write, act, bring people to tears, bring people to laughter, like that kind of thing. So that would be the hope and dream for me. Yeah.
Well, I actually could see you in as you mentioned before, Doctor Who, you would actually. I'm getting like a companion. Yeah, I'm getting such a companion vibe from you.
We
You'd
should do a
give such
spin-off.
like a. Yeah, you give such an incredible
That's
companion.
such a compliment, Jacob. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight and I'm gonna look up and be like, oh, I can be in Doctor Who.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm getting so much companion vibes from you, and yeah, you'd be incredible as a companion. So yeah, really awesome vibes. So on to
Yeah.
my very next question. So, what are like the positive and negatives into the whole acting industry, and how to get through those like negative moments as an actress?
So what I've been finding, and again, this is relatively new to me, is, and I think this is with any industry that you're in, but particularly the entertainment industry, is that number one, you got to be safe because as a young woman, it can be hard to navigate and to trust people looking to put you in their projects and that kind of stuff. So that's number one. Make sure that you have a trusted manager, agent, community, whatever it may be, and that you're not going to gigs alone, right? I want to say that to the young women out there. But also, too, is that you got to take the hits. And this is what I mean by any industry. You got to take the hits because nobody starts knowing how to do stuff. For instance, me in this role, I enlisted Peter from the dojo. I did some acting coaching with Boston Casting, Dennis at Boston Casting, who's a seasoned actor, brilliant guy. I made this support system so that, that I can grow, but also when I'm told, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't get the role, I'm going to go again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what the mindset you have to have if you want to be successful, or feel like, obviously success is subjective, right? So to have your own sense of success at that point, to feel that you have to, take the punch and go back and, so yeah, that's the hard thing about acting, I guess, is that people are going to tell you, no, you're not, this is not for you. And you're going to have to say, put me in Doctor Who, please.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, on to my very last question. So, what's like next for you, like for the rest of this year, like project wise, that you would like to announce on the show?
Oh, project wise. Okay. So first of all, follow Power Rangers Dark Unity on Instagram. And if you'd love to, if you like my content, follow me at Bumbelow. It's I'm sure you can find it on his page, on Jacob's page. But for me, I am stepping my foot into modeling. Again, I'm a creative. I love photography, writing, and I would love to pursue acting. I've auditioned for a few plays in the area, and have received some requests for some modeling work. So I'm just pursuing those things that come to me and those things I'm looking for that are revolving around being creative and artistic. And again, those things that make me happy. So that's what we're doing. That's the upcoming project for me. Again, I just want to say that the first part releases this winter, so watch out because it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
And so yeah, there's going to be 3 parts, and I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Well, can I just say thank you so much, Amber, for appearing on my show. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show today.
Yeah,
Do you have, like,
you are so fun. I love this.
Thank
This
you.
is so much fun.
Thank you. Well, do you have like any last final thoughts that you'd like to like share to people on the show?
Aside from, watch it, please.
Yes.
Not much. Just be yourself. I love you guys. Thank you for everybody who supports me and supports Jacob. Jacob, this was wonderful. Keep doing you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.